me tell you a story. Welcome to My Skeptical Sister.
I'm Megan, the skeptical one.
I'm Erin, the believer.
Did we remember to give Rue a little bit of time?
We did. I gave her like 10 seconds this time because you were drinking and putting that glass down.
Oh my gosh, you didn't even warn me, and we actually were quiet for a little bit.
You didn't think that was suspicious?
Yeah, it was weird. Erin and I have to be quiet every night that Rue edits so that she can kind of, I don't know, work her magic, right? She does something really fancy and crazy.
Yeah, she does some kind of professional bullshit where she like quiets the room.
Levels the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ambiance.
The ambiance. So we had our consultation, our very professional consultation with Rue earlier.
That's right.
She basically told us to not talk over one another.
Look, we're doing it now.
It's going to be very hard, is what I was going to say, because we are a lot of times like in sync.
Yeah, not like the band, even cooler.
Right, but maybe like one word off.
Yeah.
It's like we're almost there. Oh, gosh, the pressure, Rue. But listen, we'll do our best because you are you are the professional.
That's right.
Right, we got to go with you. And she also told us we don't have to be that close to our microphones.
Yeah.
Which makes me very nervous. So if we sound horrible, it's Rue's fault.
Yeah, it's all on Rue.
Yeah, long story short, if we suck, blame Rue.
We're going to blame Rue. We also have ice in our beer tonight because our ice was weird. Our beer was weirdly warm, so also sorry for that, Rue.
Yeah, sorry, Rue. Also, if we sound great, it's totally our fault.
I'm just kidding.
That's right. It's also Rue.
We want the credit and none of the fault. We need a fall guy, a.k.a. Rue. I've got some more closet drama. You ready?
Oh.
You thought I was all better.
Well, I mean, it's not that I thought you were all better. It's just that you've done so many different tactics that hellhounds came in.
I know, the hellhounds.
Who wouldn't have thought that would have worked? I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, you have done some rituals around this room, and yet things are still happening. What's going on?
Yeah, Birdie's already checked in. In fact, I'm pretty sure she checked in the day this happened, and I was like, I'm going to tell you the story. So, Birdie, you can just tune out for the next minute and a half. So the other day, I think we were going to go to the pool. So I told the girls, I'm going to go get dressed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't come in there. Don't bother me. Whatever. I'll be in 2 seconds.
Okay.
Because they know if they have to come in, they're going to wake up Kevin. So it never fails that, like, 80% of the time, somebody needs you that minute.
Of course.
So I sneak into the bedroom. I sneak into the closet. I turn the light on. The door's already shut. And as soon as I turn the light on, I hear, like, a faint knocking on the door behind me. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I just told them I would be a minute. And so I, like, open the door, and I'm like, I'm ready to whisper, be mean and mad. Mm-hmm. I just need 2 minutes to get in this bathing suit. And I open it, and there's nobody standing there.
Ew,
I was
weird.
like, oh, that's weird. So then I shut the door, and I heard it again as soon as I turned around. And then I looked behind me.
And
the hat that I keep on my door handle was swaying and knocking.
Aaron Taylor. Oh my gosh. So that's what was knocking.
Making the knocking noise.
Well, we better call in some more hellhounds to get rid of that.
I know. I think this is hellhound approved. I don't think I need them.
Nice.
But
okay. Yeah, I think we can go ahead and debunk that. I swear I thought, I was like, oh, I know what this is. Like, I was going to debunk it. And then when you said the hat, well, I was going to say, sound travels, and maybe it was somebody knocking on another door close nearby.
No, I didn't even need you to do
You didn't even need me because you're just scaring yourself at this point because you're so scared.
But I wasn't scared. See, I was so pissed that they were coming in where I'm like, oh my gosh, you can't give me a minute in here?
Oh, that's funny.
No, they could. They were very well behaved, and I was an idiot.
Oh, man, motherhood. Isn't that how it always is? Like, they don't bother you. They don't bother you. Second you're like, I've got to go pee, or I just want, 2 minutes to myself, that's when they need you.
Of course. Yeah, that's how it is.
Yep.
Tell me something from you.
Tell me something good. Always love that song. Okay. I don't really have anything except for that I have fallen victim to the website Temu. Have you gotten hooked into that?
No, Trisha, my old babysitter, back in Owensboro. The lady who babysat my kids. She sent me something not too long ago that was like, click this and get 80% off Temu. And I was like, so I sent her a message back. I said, hey girl, I think you got hacked. Temu's sending me messages. And she wrote, no, that's me. I need you to click on that because I am not clicking on that. She's like, I promise it's not a scam. I'm like, everything in me is telling me not to click on this. But I did. Oh, because Trisha told me to, and I trust Trisha. So I did it. I got in there. I put all the stuff in my cart because it was like, you've got $80. I'm like, that seems impossible. Yeah. And then I went to check out, and it was like, it didn't have any of that money applied, and I couldn't figure it out, and it pissed me off. So I was like, never mind, I'm not doing this. I think it's a scam. I think the whole website freaks me out.
Well, yeah, me too. I mean, I'll let you know in 4 to 6 weeks. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. They say it's supposed to be coming next week, and it's so silly. It just, my phone listens to me just like everybody else's phone listens and hacks us and
for sure,
all that stuff. But
little creepy, also convenient. That's what I always say.
Very convenient. So it started popping up all of these school, really visual school schedules, which I've been talking about. Like, we need those around the building.
Oh, yeah.
And they were so cheap. And they were so good. They were like $1. So I'm sure when they come, they'll be like the size of because they look giant and beautiful.
This, a school for ants?
Yes. Zoolander. Exactly. So we'll see when they show up. If they show up. And there's got to be, the whole time I'm like looking through this, like 85 cents for this. Because then, of course, it pops up.
Yeah. Right.
Well, if you like that, you're gonna love this. I'm like, I do love this. And it's only 85 cents? Are you kidding me? I'll take 5 of them.
Absolutely.
I mean, I really was in it. So, we'll see how that goes. But I could not help but think, I bet there is something very amoral about this, sweatshops or something. I mean, I still hit send, I still sent my money, and I'm like, I hope that feeds somebody somewhere along the line that's not corrupt, but I bet it won't.
I don't know. I've seen some TikToks where some people's their accounts got hacked, their bank accounts.
That's even worse than sweatshops. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
They're both bad. Both can be bad.
Oh, that's right. They're both bad. Oh, damn, Aaron. Okay,
I mean, they can't all be bad. Otherwise, everybody would know not to do Temu now. And it's so popular.
People talk about it all the time.
Yeah, it really freaks me out, though.
Oh, man. Okay, now I'm really second-guessing all of these
I'm so sorry.
junky school supplies I buy. I mean, why do I even need them? We go through our teacher lounge every year, get rid of shit. Just tons and tons of stuff. And now I'm like, I'll get more shit. It'll be great. I'll do this giveaways for all the teachers.
That's right.
No, we just got rid of a bunch of shit. Now let's replace it with a bunch of shit.
See, you're skeptical of ghosts. I'm skeptical of any deal that's too good. I'm like, well, that can't be right.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good thing to be skeptical of.
Yeah. Somebody tried to sell me a Jeep when I was 16. We had, our dad, this, but people listening don't. They were like, I
don't feel like I remember this, though.
Our dad had a deal, I'll match whatever you can put in.
Okay.
So if you put in this amount of money,
I didn't know that part.
I'll match it. So if you save a lot of money, then you could have a better car. But I don't save a lot of money. And at the time, I was less skeptical. And I found, I was looking online for cars. And somebody somehow, I guess, knew I was looking for a car and was like, I've got this Jeep that I have to get rid of. But the problem is, it's in London or something. All I need you to do is pay for the shipping to get it to America.
That's definitely a scam.
Guess who fell for that?
You did.
Mom was
shit.
That sounds amazing. And I'm like, it does sound amazing. It's $500 for this cool Jeep. No. She's like, you should totally do that. I was like, all right, I'm down. So I tried to message Shad because he was out of town for work. I sent him an email or something. I don't know what it was because he was gone and it was pre-texting.
Right.
And luckily, by the time he got back to me to say, absolutely not. Yeah. You are not about to send this stranger $500. You will never see a car. The person had taken down the scam. I couldn't get a hold of him. So I was like, thank goodness. It would have been cool if it was true, though.
Yeah, but
no, I didn't fall for it. And that was kind of my awakening. I don't trust it.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. It's there are some things in this world that we should definitely be a little skeptical of.
Yeah. Like 85-cent planners.
Yeah. And ghosts.
I don't know about that last one. Kevin and I watched a super weird movie last night.
Okay, what was it?
It was called A Knock on the Cabin Door, I think.
Oh, this sounds familiar.
It was an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Mm-hmm.
Which is usually enough to get me to watch it. But the last few ones I've watched, like Old, that one was weird.
Oh, wait. Is this the one where it's like a family, 2 men and their child?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw the previews for that, and I wanted to watch it, and James was like, no, it doesn't look good.
Yeah, I'm still a little torn. It was really good at putting you in that situation where you were like, would I believe these people?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. It was very interesting because they were both, I won't give anything away, but these people show up and they're like, we have this big, wild thing to tell you, but you have to believe us, like, for the fate of the world. Mm-hmm. And they're like, no, we don't believe you. Mm-hmm. But one of the men starts to kind of buy into it a little bit.
Don't they have to, like, kill their daughter to make it happen or something?
No, I'm not giving any of that away.
Oh, okay.
But the whole time you're watching it, you're like I kept swapping sides. I'm like, don't believe him. Just don't believe him. Yeah. That's ridiculous. And then you'd be like, oh, maybe you should believe him. I don't know. But it was very interesting. It really puts you in that mindset. But it was immediately stressful.
Yeah. Yeah.
But good. Interesting. The little girl was maybe the cutest little girl I've ever seen in my whole life.
Aww.
Oh, she was precious.
Well, I saw on somebody's Facebook page, it just said, the twist in Don't Knock on the Cabin Door. Is that what it's called?
Knock on the Cabin Door, I think.
The twist in Knock on the Cabin Door is that there is no twist. Is that true?
I feel like if I confirm that will be giving it away.
Well, I don't know. I just saw that on somebody's Facebook and I was like, maybe James is right. We shouldn't watch it.
Yeah, it was better than Old. I'll say that. I did not like Old.
I never watched that.
Went to the beach. It was a really awkward scene with two little kids who grew up really fast. So then they were adults, but their little minds were little kids, and I didn't like any of that.
Oh, yuck!
It made me so uncomfortable that I didn't like that movie.
Is that like the movie Blue Lagoon? Remember that movie where Brooke Shields? I think it's Blue Lagoon. Brooke Shields and her brother. Ooh. They end up like they're shipwrecked.
Oh yeah, like the
plane wrecked or something, and it's just them, and they hit like their puberty years.
Ew,
they're both really hot, but they're also both really related.
Oh,
but they don't really care.
Oh, no, I have not seen that movie.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're into that thing, I'd recommend it, but if you're not, I'd say don't.
Now you have to tell us if you're into that kind of thing.
Oh, me? No.
No, just anybody.
Like, I was like, I think you could tell.
Right on Facebook, say like, I watched Blue Lagoon.
It's totally up my alley.
Turns out. Oh, yikes. No. Yeah. No, Old was weird. I liked this one better. I don't know if I loved it, but it's on Prime. So if you have Prime, it's free to watch.
Okay,
it's worth it.
Okay.
I think. Very stressful.
What a recommendation.
Don't everybody indecisive.
Rush out there at once to go watch this movie. Oh, it's funny.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right. You ready for some ghost stories?
I am. Maybe. Wait, I can't find my phone. Okay, there it is. Okay, so tonight's story is from a different Facebook group, but still anonymous. I almost said unanimous. It's unanimous that this is a great story.
All right.
A lot of people were like, whoa, wide-eyed. What is that face? Like that, shock.
Yeah.
The shock and awe emoji at
Love
this
that
face. One. Okay? All right, so this is from Appalachian Cryptids and Folklore.
Oh, I love anything from Appalachian.
Right?
Like any story from the Appalachians.
Me
Appalachians?
Too. From the Appalachians.
Appalachian?
Appalachians. From the Appalachians. From the... Who knows? The more we say it, the more wrong we sound.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is from Anonymous. My ex and I used to deliver lost luggage for the airport in Knoxville. Our work area covered all of East Tennessee, Northeast Georgia, and Western North Carolina. We often were driving in rural areas late at night and as a result encountered a plethora of wildlife. So one night, sometime after 1 a.m., we were driving down some mountain road in North Carolina. The houses are really spaced out, like at least 3 or 4 miles between each, and of course, there are no streetlights.
That would freak me out.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to be that far away from people.
Oh, to live there? Or just,
like
I thought you meant to drive there.
To live there. That would be so scary to be that far away from anybody. I know that's what some people, like,
they
crave.
love it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm married to somebody like that, and I don't get it. I'm like, well, you're going to have to go out on your own for that one, guy.
Yeah, right?
Oh, no, I need a neighbor in case something goes wrong.
Yeah.
In case I need to borrow some wine.
Right.
I don't
You never know.
Eggs. Yeah. Yeah, right. You got to have somebody there. So we are almost in complete darkness except for our headlights. We were approaching a house that had a huge spotlight in their yard facing the road, which in hindsight seems like maybe those people knew something was up.
Ugh.
As we got closer, this huge transparent winged thing flew out of the woods into the light. It crossed the road and back into the woods on the other side. I thought I imagined it. Then it flew back across right as we passed the house. My ex, who was driving immediately, began speeding and demanded, "Did you just see that?"
Oh my gosh.
We agreed that it was bigger than most birds and blackish, but the thing that concerned both of us was how it was transparent. We could clearly see it, but we could also definitely see through it.
Oh my gosh.
We've never figured out what it was.
Is that Mothman? Can you see through Mothman?
I don't know. Stephanie, tell us.
Was his butt cute? Because that's like the main thing I know about Mothman. He's got such a cute butt.
Cute little ass. I don't know. I mean, I guess I feel like you would, to see that cute little ass, you'd have to have some contouring. You'd have to like really, it feels solid.
Yeah.
Like I could grab it like honk honk.
Yeah, I can't imagine a cute translucent butt.
Yeah, and also let me clarify, I don't just go around honking people. I just, Mothman, I just feel like his little tushy would like constitute like a honk honk.
Yeah.
But
I feel like he would give consent to that.
He'd be like, "Oh, girl.
Okay, all right, okay."
He'd look over the shoulder like, "Oh, I see you.
You can touch it. You can honk. If you really want to honk it, you can."
Right. Doesn't that seem like that'd be the Mothman's personality?
Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm. But this character here.
No, that's really creepy.
I don't want to grab his tushy. No honking for him.
I know they said bigger than a bird, but I want to know smaller than a human?
Yeah, like what is our range here?
I like that we have bigger. I would like also smaller than.
Mm-hmm.
Smaller than llama. Smaller than...
Oof, yeah. Okay, so here are my thoughts, though. Now, I don't typically like to debunk cryptids because my philosophy on that is that the world is so vast and huge.
Yeah.
And animals can survive. You have survival instincts. So if hiding and being camouflaged and really blending into your surroundings is going to help you survive, why can't there be things on this earth that we have not discovered yet?
Yeah. I've got my rebuttal for that, but okay.
Okay, well, I kind of want to hear it. Kind of don't.
No, I want to hear what you want to say first.
But I am wondering if we don't have like a grown Miles Michael living in that house that has a spotlight and loves to prank people when they're driving.
Oh my gosh. I can totally see that.
Yes, couldn't you see him doing something like that?
That's why they have that big light.
Mm-hmm. And then they can make something swoop down and then swoop back.
Just in time. Oh, yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, that would be the perfect prank.
Right.
I'm such a prankster. It reminds me of the guy who lives over there on Taylorsville Road. I would love to meet this guy someday. He has like dummies, like mannequins.
Oh, yeah. It's so weird. I would not love to meet that guy.
Oh, I think he's hilarious.
Every time I drive past it. Okay. Explain it more.
Okay, so it's this beautiful house.
This old farmhouse.
Old farmhouse. It's gorgeous. And he's got this huge, or he or she, I don't know who lives there. It could be a woman that's a prankster, but has this great big garden out on the side of their house. And they have these mannequins that they just pose in different positions. So like one day it'll be like tilling the land. And then the next day it'll be like in a lawn chair, like sipping on lemonade. And I think it is hilarious because at first you don't notice that they're mannequins, but then if they don't move after a couple of days, you're like, that guy out there's been tilling that same spot over and over again. And they're like, is that real?
Yeah, my theory, I've come up with my entire backstory for this person.
Okay.
And that every time somebody comes to be like, I just got to see what's going on, and they get closer, they become one of the mannequins in the field.
Wow.
freaks me out. I know.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't like it. Sophie's obsessed with that house.
I know. I am too. I love it.
But she's also terrified of it. Like, she's really freaked out by it, but was like glued to the window when we drive past.
Oh, that's so funny. And for a while there, they went missing. The mannequins did.
Oh, well, and then people started visiting, and suddenly they appeared again.
They have new mannequins.
Now they look slightly different.
Oh, you're so silly. I think it's just some old timer that's pretty funny, likes to play pranks, is pretty silly. Like, got these mannequins, don't know what to do with them. I know what we'll do. We'll just be silly.
Yeah, I really like your debunk because they probably aren't even trying to make it transparent, but because of the way it's set up, you just can kind of see through that light. You know, it's like a little hologram that they're putting up there.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. I do like that debunk a lot because that would be like, what else are you doing?
Right. Way out there in the country. You got to have some sort of fun.
So bored. Like, I'm going to freak them out. Look at Mothman flying through.
Right. They're just sitting on their rocking chairs like, oh, I see headlights. Get it ready, Earl. Get it ready.
Yes. Now, I will say my reason for being skeptical of cryptids, now not Bigfoot, because we all know he's real. Mm-hmm. And I have an answer for why this is not the case.
Okay.
The reason that keeps me skeptical is that we would have seen some kind of body left over for when those cryptids die. Like, we would have found a Mothman skeleton.
Maybe unless their skeleton structure is so similar that you don't notice the difference between that and like a very large winged bird.
Yeah, maybe. But Mothman is huge. But like, that's why, like, I can believe all the sea creatures in the whole world, because where, you know, there's no way we would find all of those.
Right.
And there's so many parts of the ocean we have not discovered. Mm-hmm. But I'm less likely to believe in cryptids on land. Mm-hmm. However, I feel like Bigfoot is so wise and so evolved that I think they bury their dead.
Well, you said that as if this was a giant shocker, but we've had this exact conversation. Remember that one where they found a foot or something?
Yeah.
In the grave?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're like, what if that... Yeah.
Right.
I go back and listen to that one, because I'm like, what was the end of that story? I remember it being very fascinating.
Yeah.
But if they found a foot, why did they dig it up? I mean, I respect the bodies and everything. I get that. But if you're like, I think that is a Bigfoot foot.
Yeah. Did you hear about that lady who was working in the graveyard, like volunteering her time, and there was a gopher who kept digging?
Oh, no.
And there was a pile of bones because it kept clearing out its new house of bones.
No. Why is she volunteering in a graveyard?
And she's like cleaning up the headstones.
Oh, that was so nice. And then you're like, I'm trying to do something nice.
I know.
And now what do I do with this?
Now what do I do? I know I'm cursed. Great. Thanks, gopher.
Oh my gosh. That gopher is another Miles Michael. He's like, this is going to be hilarious.
This is going to freak him out.
He's like, got his little hands together, rubbing them together. Like, this is so funny. Oh, gophers. They are such little tricksters. They are.
They are. They are little Miles.
I mean, their names, gophers, are just funny. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for it. Oh, man.
Go for it.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe we haven't talked about how the government is finally telling us that UFOs are real.
We haven't talked about it. That's
Aaron,
crazy.
That is wild.
I know, and it's also, I don't care.
I know. Well, I'm like, duh.
Yeah.
That's kind of my thought.
Right. I'm like, oh, it's nice that you're finally acknowledging that.
But we already knew you were lying about it.
Yeah. Now, is there still anybody who didn't believe before who now believes because the government is saying it?
Now, that's interesting. Probably a whole lot of people out there that were like in denial. But here's the other thing is that I've yet to read an actual news article or... I just keep hearing people say it. So I'm like, I could just start a rumor.
I mean, I watched what looked like an official briefing of these government people talking about it.
Was there something new that happened that made them finally say this is what it is? You know what I mean?
I think there were... Now, I could be totally wrong about this.
Okay.
Because I get all my news from TikTok. I think what happened was that there were 3 men in the military who were like, no, we're not going to not talk about this. We're going to talk about what we saw when we were in flight.
Okay.
And they were adamant about talking about it so much that they were like, fine, let's just do it. Let's go for it.
Wow. I'm surprised I didn't just kill them. I think that's how the government works.
Right?
But What was it that they saw? That's what I mean.
They saw
UFOs, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. I just, it's so weird. I don't know what finally, I mean, I know you said these 3 guys, but I want to hear that whole story. I want to hear what they saw. Yeah. Why are they so persistent?
Go on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
And look at it. It'll show you that right there. It'll pop right up.
I gotta learn how to do that hashtag thing you keep telling me about.
All of my information. It's ridiculous. Okay. I need to actually watch the news at some point. I haven't seen it on any news.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
so
then maybe we should start there.
Yeah. Have you all heard about this? Is it just us?
Maybe they need to have a news channel that's like TikTok.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
And not at all real. I would never believe anything. I kind of feel like that is what TikTok is?
It is kind of like what... They're all like 3-minute segments. They're pretty quick. The news is like boom, boom, boom. They go through it pretty quick.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And I do find myself, like when I go to mom and dad's, I'm like,
you get fascinated. Oh, yeah. Like, wow, this is happening. Our world
is so informative.
A lot of things are happening and they're telling us everything.
I know.
In one-stop shop.
I know. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Not just local, but also worldly.
Right. It exists.
It's really nice that they inform you of all that.
It's like somebody has put some thought behind it.
This might be when I start watching the news.
Oh, gosh,
but I stream
that sounds
everything,
horrible.
So how am I going to watch the news?
Yeah, just, Aaron, don't. Okay. I mean, that just sounds silly.
Right.
That's like a lofty goal there.
You've convinced me.
Okay.
Okay, so I am going to read a story from Megan.
Oh. I love her already.
I know. She's not you, Megan. She's a different Megan.
Well, I still love her. I love the name.
You're going to love her even more. Listen to this intro. It's one of the best in a real long time.
Well, listen. Megans of the world, we are all the best. So go for
it. Okay. It says, "Hi, ladies. Long-time listener, first-time writer here.
Aww.
An intro to me as I feel like I know you both so well by now.
Aww.
I'm originally from Yorkshire in England."
Oh, my gosh.
I know. And now live 20 minutes from the original Oldham.
Oldham County?
No, the original Oldham in England.
There's an original Oldham?
Yeah, also, do you all call it Oldham? I mean, with a better, like, Oldham. Or do you call it, like, Oldham? Oldham, England. Because we call it Oldham.
Oldham. Oh, we call it Oldham. And we have a tractor day where everybody drives their tractors to high school.
Yeah, which you find out once you go to college is not a thing everywhere.
Mm-hmm, but we didn't know that. We thought everybody drove their tractors to high school.
Do you think they still do that?
I mean,
that was over 20 years ago.
Surely they do, right? We're still a bunch of farmers' kids. Oh, it's hilarious. Our county's name is Oldham, for those of you who don't know why she's telling us Oldham.
Right, yeah. I'm in my mid-20s, working in marketing, volunteering with Girl Guiding as a brownie and guide leader, our equivalent to Girl Scouts.
Oh, that's cool.
I have 2 black and white kittens, Obi and Luna.
Oh, cute. Although I thought, and that's cute, but I thought Kenobi for the second one. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
Luna's cute, too.
Luna is a Harry Potter reference.
Oh, yeah, see.
Yeah. I co-own my home with my Star Wars nerd of a boyfriend.
See, he would have liked Kenobi.
Right, so it's like both of their personalities, I'm assuming.
Oh, that's cute.
Of nearly 6 years, and I'm a huge fan of the podcast.
Nice.
You two kept me company during my time working solely from home in a job that I didn't get on with, in the most polite way possible.
Aww.
I'm now working back in an office full-time with people who I like to be around and feel much more human.
Oh, good.
So now I listen mostly for fun and motivation to do housework. I'm a full-on believer, apart from some cryptids. Not sure about Bigfoot. Sorry, Megan.
What?
Sorry, that's what she said. But she also spelled your name right.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's fine.
And I believe each of my 4 grandparents came to say goodbye to me in either my dreams or in person after the second to go as each couple passed.
Oh,
so
wow.
After the second in the couple passed, and in person was in quotations, so she's saying, like, they came, but they were...
Not really there.
Not there They were not in person. They were there in spirit.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I've got a few stories of differing lengths for you. None of them are sentimental, so do with that what you will.
Oh, okay, Megan. I see you out there. I see you, girl.
FYI, I have changed the names and have referenced Britishisms
nice.
and extra context for you and some listeners that may need to understand the situation. The stories are in timeline of my life order, so they start as a child and work up to more recently.
Oh, how cool.
And this email is awesomely lengthy.
Yes,
so,
thank you, Megan.
Yes, so I'm definitely going to read 2 stories, and we'll just see how time goes. But
Sounds good.
We're going to get through this whole email eventually, but maybe not all tonight.
Nice.
The first, okay, so they each story has a title.
Okay, I love it.
The first title is The First Time I Remember Seeing an Apparition.
Okay.
I was on a sleepover trip with school at the ripe old age of 8.
Huh.
We were staying in an 1800s stone Gothic-style mansion turned youth hostel / residential activity center in the next valley over. The house has a small manicured lawn, but is otherwise surrounded by thick woodland. The girls' dorms were in the old main bedroom floor of the house, where the rich owners would have resided. The boys were stuck upstairs in the old servant quarters. At the time, we were told the specific room the 6 girls in my year group were staying in belonged to the daughter of the original owners. There was a large bay window looking out over the lawn and a giant marble fireplace in the corner diagonally opposite. Bunk beds lined the walls on either side, and there were, I think, 10 to 12 of us staying in the room at the time. From my bed, I could see one other bed, unoccupied, the door to the room, and the fireplace on my right, some more beds, and the window to the left. Of course, as kids do when staying in old spooky buildings without parents, we stayed up late and told ghost stories all night.
How fun.
It doesn't say all night. It says in torchlight. I made that up. Sorry.
Isn't that funny?
They didn't stay up all night. They stayed up in torchlight, which I also like way more than flashlight.
Yeah, I do too. But was it
torchlight?
The torchlight. But do you think it's really torches?
No, I think it's flashlights. That's what they call flashlights. They
Are you
call them
being
torches.
serious?
I promise you they do.
How do you know that?
Because I watch so much British TV.
They call
And they're
flashlights
like, get out your
torches?
torch. And then they'll put out a flashlight.
That is the cutest
So
thing I've
cute.
ever heard.
Why do we
Yes.
call them flashlights? Because they don't flash.
They
They're
do.
a
You
bright
flash them
light.
on and off. You can flash them on and off.
You could, but flash makes it sound like repetitively flashing. You don't
I
really
don't
do
know.
that.
Either way, from now on, it's a torch.
Forever. Forevermore.
Uh-huh.
We had a... Oh? That's a sneeze coming.
Oh, it's going to feel so good, too.
You
and then
scared it away.
And then you scared it. Why do they get so shy? It was like right there. It's going to feel so good. Right back up in there.
Gonna take a drink.
Oh,
I always feel like a sneeze is kind of like an orgasm for your
it
face.
totally is. I love a good sneeze.
So here's a question. You don't have to put this in the podcast.
But do.
When you like swab out your ears?
Oh my God. So glad you said ears. What the hell happened? We took a hard left turn into an area. That's what I
We're
didn't see
talking
coming.
about sneezes.
Okay, but then you moved to...
Okay, do you ever
said
take
orgasm,
a
then you went to
and
swabbing.
Do you ever swab out your ears?
Yeah, like with a Q-tip.
which
I
you're
don't
not
call it
supposed to do.
swabbing, but yeah, like I put a Q-tip in my ear, clean it out.
What would you say? Q-tip?
I cleaned out my ear. I don't say swab.
Yes.
It makes it seem like I want like the DNA to like test.
Oh my gosh. Anyways.
Okay.
Does it, when you do that, does it make you want to be like almost
It feels
like...
good. Like you're
Yeah.
a thumper. Like your foot's
Yes.
going to start going.
Not everybody has that little button in their ear.
Well, that's sad for them.
I know.
They should start probing themselves in other places to find that button. Maybe it's like in their armpit or something.
Yeah. Maybe they don't have any probe buttons at work. What's happening?
Oh, I don't know. Just the word probe was said so many times it made me want to spit my beer out.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Yeah. Teach their own probe place. I don't know. Okay. Golly, Megan. Sorry.
And
How did we
golly,
get there?
Ellie.
Oh, that
you're
sneeze.
Sneezing. Your face orgasm.
Yeah. They really are enjoyable sneezes.
I have no idea where I left off, but Yes, okay. Before we visited. However, I didn't get too much into the hype. It was just a bit of fun. So, here's Megan saying, I wasn't buying into it. It's fine. It wasn't in my head. Mm-hmm. In the middle of the night, after sleeping for a few hours, I woke up with a feeling of someone, not one of my friends, looking at me. I rolled over and saw, standing next to the fireplace, the hazy image of a girl. She was of similar age to us all in the room. but was in Victorian garb with ringlet curled hair. She was staring directly at me. I was terrified. I froze for a few seconds, then clasped my eyes shut until I went to sleep. I didn't wake up easily the next morning, even with the sound of everyone else getting ready for the day and slamming doors, etc. We stayed there for 4 nights, and the same thing happened the second night, except the figure was slightly closer, just behind an empty bunk bed next to the fireplace.
Oh, that's so weird. It's getting closer.
Don't get closer. The fireplace was about 10 feet from my bed, and the bed in front of it was about 6 feet away. On my next trip to the same place 2 years later, age 10, I stayed in a different room and didn't witness any ghostly happenings, but others said they did. Okay, so that's the first story.
Okay.
Do you want to debunk that one?
Well, you tell me what to do. You always have an order of how you want me to debunk.
This next one is completely unrelated, so go ahead and debunk that one.
Okay. Told you all. Director Gary Clem right there coming out. Okay. I would say that we are on a field trip, which, by the way, super fun field trip at age 8. But
and
also,
I bet they all have accents.
It'd be really weird if they didn't. Well, to us, they all have accents, but to them, they don't.
I know, but that'd be so cute. I just want to go.
Oh, right. But also, very spooky field trip for your first field trip.
Right. An old haunted mansion.
Victorian mansion. Okay, I would say we have a lot of kids. We have a lot of probably props, wardrobes, something. Like, why are you there? You're probably there because at some point you're going to see a play or something's going to happen about this Victorian time. So you've got a little female Miles Michael out there who decides, I'm going to play a prank. I'm going to make my hair look Victorian.
How'd they get hazy?
Well, they're very committed, Erin. They're staying in front of a fire.
They're glowy and
why
hazy.
is the fire going?
I don't think the fire was going. They were just near the fireplace.
Sorry, Megan. I tuned out for like a millisecond. I'm so sorry.
She's an old-time listener. She knows.
Yeah, right. She's probably writing it like, she's not going to listen to any of this. But I did. I listened to a whole lot, like probably 74% of it. So I would say that, yeah, I think that's, you're waking up, your eyes are kind of like foggy. You're like, what am I seeing? What is going on? Then you get scared, you turn away, and then that prankster's like, got her, and left.
Whatever. And then the second night, again?
Well, yeah, once it works once, you're like, got her right where I want her.
No way. No way.
That or a dream. Honestly, it's probably a dream. It was probably some sort of... I know Megan thinks that, like, it didn't bother me. Those ghost stories were... You're 8 years old. Of course, on some level, in your subconscious or not, or like right there, it's going to get into your brain listening to all of these scary, spooky stories. And then a dream happens and it feels so for real, but it's an actual dream. That's really the one I'm going to go with, that debunk.
The part that disproves that is that 2 years later when Megan goes, fully primed to see a ghost. They've already seen a ghost once, believed it happened. They go 2 years later and nothing happens to them.
You're telling me that because she didn't have a dream the second go round, that is what your debunk to my debunk is?
Yep. It is.
Okay.
Because now she's primed for it. Now she's ready.
So are you telling me you can control your dreams when they happen and when they don't?
No, I'm saying it wasn't a dream. Because if it had been a dream, she would have had a dream 2 years later.
Not necessarily.
They were in a different room that wasn't the daughter's room.
You know how many times I've watched scary movies and thought, oh my gosh, this is going to give me nightmares. And then it doesn't? You cannot control what happens to your brain.
It didn't matter.
Maybe the second time around, she was really stressed out about something else. And that's what made her dream something else. Or maybe she wasn't at all stressed out. And maybe they didn't tell ghost stories on that round trip.
Whatever. Mm-hmm. If I had seen what I thought was a ghost and then went back to that place, I'd be like, here it comes, it's coming, it's going to happen. And then for it to not happen is weird.
For it to not happen was a dream. Is more evidence that it's a dream. It's your subconscious.
No, it's not.
It's your subconscious going like, well, tonight we're going to dream about elephants getting drunk. I don't know.
Whatever. Whatever.
Like Dumbo, that scene in Dumbo?
Yeah. Do you know elephants are the only animals
that like
human?
Beer? Like a beer?
They get drunk for getting drunk.
Good for them. I mean,
yeah.
They should really spread the word to like everybody else. Monkeys, zebras.
Also read that in a book that was a fiction book, so that could be wrong. But it was like a grown-up book.
It sounded really good.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to read the second one.
Okay,
now that
I'm ready.
You have unsuccessfully debunked because proved
I think
it
even
right.
Megan can agree that I did.
Okay, here we go. Figure in the fireplace.
Ooh, another fireplace.
Another fireplace.
All right.
Those England.
It's almost like I'm seeing a theme of our dreaming. Go ahead. It's fine. Let me hear it.
Rude.
Megan loves me.
My parents and I were visiting my sister, 17 years age gap, full sibling, in a new to her house in Oxfordshire.
In Oxfordshire.
Oh, that sounded weird when you said it. Say it again.
Oxfordshire.
That sounded less weird.
Why did it sound weird the first
I don't know.
time?
It sounded a little bit like vagina somehow. I don't know how it did, but it sounded.
I'm not swabbing that chaya.
Okay. I was around 12 at the time. The house was a very typical 2 up, 2 down 1800s terrace. I love that that's a typical thing. That's not a typical thing. I have no idea what that means.
2 up.
Does that mean 2 people lived upstairs and 2 people lived downstairs?
Or does that mean 2
floors
rooms
up, 2 floors down?
Or 2 rooms up there and 2 rooms down
Couldn't
here?
tell you. I have no idea.
Good grief, there's a whole lot of scenarios.
Very typical in England, though.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess we need to call Melissa's husband David and ask him.
Oh, yeah, or Megan. We could just ask.
Oh, yeah.
We could. She wrote us, we could just reply. Hey, what's that mean?
We could, but Melissa's local.
Yeah, we're also not going to do either of those things. We're going to move right on.
But I bet Melissa will tell us.
Yeah, she will, because she actually listens.
I know. Can you believe it? Hey, girl.
That's so weird. She responded, she's like, hey, I can only hear you in this one ear. I'm like,
you're listening
why
to us?
are you listening to us? That's so weird.
Oh, it's so weird.
I'm kidding. Don't quit. None of you quit.
Please don't. Yeah, I think that's the whole reason we do this.
I know, but it's so weird.
It's
less weird when strangers listen, because I'm like, well, you don't know how dumb we are in real life.
Well, yeah, I'm also kind of like, Melissa used to complain, not complain, that's a harsh, used to tease me quite a bit about how long my stories would be. I mean, all the time. Still to this day will tease me about how long my stories take. And I'm like, oh, and now, wait a second. Now you're going to tune in?
Just for your stories?
Just to hear how long my stories are? I'm telling you what.
Maybe she's listening for me.
Yeah. Okay, we could say that. We could say that.
Melissa, you can tell me that. It's okay. I'll never let her see it. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. Back to the story. I was around 12 at the time. The house was a very typical 2 up, 2 down 1800s terrace. My parents were staying in the second bedroom / office, which was the size of a modest walk-in wardrobe. And I was staying on the blow-up camp bed / mattress on the floor in the living dining room. Okay,
I'm sorry. Let me collect my thoughts here. They are traveling?
They're going to see their sibling.
Okay.
Who's 17 years older than she is.
And this is her house, or this is
her apartment?
Her apartment. Okay, thank you.
Or actually, this is new to her home.
Okay, so she just got this new home. Okay.
Yeah. And
there.
It's 2 up, 2 down. Don't know what that means.
But we're there.
But that's where they're at.
Okay. There's 2 of some in both up and down areas.
That sounds like a porno I watched the other night. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't watch any porno, I promise. Not that I'm judging you if you do.
Oh, my
But I'm
gosh.
terrified of anybody ever finding my watch history, so I don't.
Right? Isn't that the truth?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyways, let's stay on track here. Goodness gracious. All right. I had been barricaded into the front area of the room, so Matilda, my sister's new black lab puppy, she's now a happy 13-year-old puppy,
Aww.
wouldn't smother me in my sleep.
Uh-huh.
The way I was sleeping meant my head was around 2 feet from the old wrought iron fireplace. I woke up around 3 a.m., the witching hour, turned my head to the right, and saw old, worldly black boots standing in the fireplace, toes facing me.
Was it Santa?
Oh.
Coming down the fireplace?
It might have been.
Okay, let's hear. Let's listen. Did he have a beard? Was he hot? I think Santa's probably hot back in the day.
Santa's hot?
I mean, maybe. Like those rosy red cheeks. Kind of cute.
All right. I froze. Eventually, after what felt like hours, but in reality was probably 5 to 10 minutes, I was able to move slightly, close my eyes, and force myself back to sleep. Santa, she never found out if it was Santa. She didn't even think of Santa. I didn't when I read this the first time.
Well, what else comes
Christmas
down
Eve?
the chimney?
Was it on Christmas Eve? I mean, they're visiting their sister?
I would say so. There we go. It was not a ghost. It was old Saint Nick.
Aw, that's so exciting.
That's so cute. You are the only person in the world who's ever had a sighting of old Saint Nick.
And I'm so glad you went back to sleep so you got some presents.
Yeah, right? What did he bring? Was it a bell that only you could hear?
Oh, flashback to last week.
I know, right?
Okay, so are you going to stick with Santa or are you going to debunk it more?
I'm sticking with Santa.
All right, well
it
then.
Was Santa. Or a dream.
Okay. I really
Santa's more fun.
I kind of thought you were going to bring sleep paralysis in because she said she couldn't move at first.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's implied. It's a dream. It's sleep paralysis. She said it herself. But Santa is a lot more fun of a debunk.
That would be really scary, though.
That Santa was real? Oh, yeah, it would. That would be
terrifying.
So scary. Could you imagine?
Even if it is Santa, to turn with your face so close to the fireplace and see feet. Like, there's a fireplace right behind me. Do you see any feet?
Yeah.
That'd be so scary.
If I was like, I do, Aaron. And I got real still. My eyes got real big.
Giving me cold chills just thinking about it. I wouldn't like that.
They're not really there, I promise. But that would be terrifying. And now I just can't stop thinking about how scary it would be if, like, when you're a kid, you know, eventually you find out that there is no... Oh, gosh. I hope we don't have any kids listening to this.
If you are a child, please stop listening.
Yeah, that. And I'm like, I hope none of your kids are all your kids know now?
No, Penelope doesn't.
Oh, shit.
But I put her down at 8. She's good.
Okay. So, you know, if you know, you go for a long time and you know the hard truth, but then all of a sudden something like the tooth fairy comes in and you like get a glimpse of what really...
Ooh.
I think that's what probably all those horror movies have done, right?
Right. I've said it before on here, but I wasn't fully convinced about Santa until after I had my first one.
Yeah, you haven't said that on yours.
I just needed full proof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
I was young when I had her. I was 24, but still.
And yet it doesn't surprise me, Aaron. You believe in fairies.
There's a little tiny bit every single year that I'm like, what if there's one present I didn't put under there?
Yeah, I think that, again, we play our roles very well. You're the believer, I am the skeptic. I think it was like 2. I'm like, that shit's not for real.
Oh, man. Did we tell the story about when you made me go peek in the closet?
I don't know. I don't think we have. I know we told the elf story about how...
Oh, yeah. How you used to traumatize me.
Yeah, it was worth it.
No, when we were little, Megan knew that I wouldn't get in much trouble if I got caught snooping.
Y'all, she was the cutest little kid you've ever seen. She could do no wrong in Mom and Dad's eyes because she was adorable.
Well, they know I post those pictures on Instagram. Mm-hmm. Why do you think I started that? So everybody could see how cute I was.
That is true. You were adorable.
So, Megan convinced me to go in and look where all the presents were. So I did, and I reported back, and then on Christmas morning, I saw the same... I mean, I can still picture this so vividly. It was my favorite toy I've ever gotten for Christmas.
Oh.
That, like, golden baby crib.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, I loved that. It, like, rocked.
Yep.
I loved it so much for my baby dolls. And I had seen that in the closet. And then on Christmas morning, it said, from Santa.
God, I'm so horrible.
And you had gotten away with it because
I know, but I put
weeks.
You were such a little baby in there.
Weeks that I did that, told you everything, and then here comes Santa, or here comes Christmas morning, and I'm curled up on Mama's lap, and I said, "Mom, I'm really confused." And she said, "Why?" And I said, "Because when Megan made me look in the closet."
You little narc.
I was probably like
Snitches
4
get
years old.
stitches.
I saw that crib in there already, but now it says from Santa, and she didn't skip a beat. That woman can lie better than anyone I've ever met in my life.
Yep, she's good.
Such a straight face. She said, "Oh, well, honey, Santa has so much to deliver that he only brings one toy the night of. He drops the rest off before." And I was like, oh, that makes so much sense.
Oh, of course.
That makes so much sense. Of course he can't bring all of that. It's too much.
And then I was grounded for about a year.
Yeah, rightly so. You were 8 by then. You knew better.
I did know better, but I didn't care. That's like my tagline of life. I know better. I just don't care. Oh, that's great. Well, Megan, either way, whether it was a dream or a real ghost.
Or Santa.
Or sleep paralysis. Or a friend dressed up to prank you. There's so many possibilities. But they were great stories, and I'm so, so excited. It just feels more important when they're from England.
It really does.
I'm kidding. Everybody else is equally as important. Copenhagen's really big too.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Kim. I mean, just really anybody international.
Yeah.
We feel like we've won the lottery.
Right.
Oh, man, it's just so cool. So thank you so much for making us feel so cool, Megan. And I love your name. I love you.
Absolutely.
Can we be best friends?
Done.
Done and done. I mean, we share the same. She's like, oh, whoa, let's hold on a second. I have enough friends. I was just saying I liked your podcast.
Right. You guys made it weird. We always do.
We always do. But we are so excited to have you as a listener. That's so fun that you've been a listener for so long. And we just now got stories. That must mean there's other people out there in the wings that are doing the same thing.
Are you sitting there on all of your stories? Send them in.
Time. Megan's winning.
Okay, well, it's time for your fan favorite.
Don't worry. I got a billion of them right now.
You got to get me next because I've got somebody in the waiting in the wings.
Okay, let's go back and forth.
Okay.
I up until this point, like I told them, you're banked.
Okay, great. Well, then I will do that. Hold on. I got to pull it up.
I mean, I don't want to point anything out, but usually I have mine just ready to go. But it's fine. Okay, you take your time.
You just threw it out at me.
Take your time. Take your time. It's fun.
Jerk face. Mm-hmm. Okay, so my fan favorite this week, I'm back in the game.
Okay.
Is somebody I went to high school with.
Oh, well, of course.
Who is actually way cooler than I was.
Oh.
And a year older than I was. Oh. And did not think they listened to this podcast at all.
Oh, how funny is that?
So I put something on Facebook because I started thinking about how I'm in a bunch of teacher groups on Facebook. Like I'm in an art teacher one, and then I'm in one where they just share funny memes. So I've got a couple of those. But you don't hear a whole lot about, like, haunted schools. Like, that's not really a thing.
Right.
Although my school, 1800s.
Yeah, you say that.
My school is haunted. Mm-hmm. But nurses, you hear all the time.
Oh, yeah.
That hospitals. Nurses have stories. Like, they've got so many stories because of hospitals or nursing homes. They've got all kinds of stories because there's so much death involved. So I started thinking, if they also are on nurses' Facebook pages, they could send a little message out.
Okay.
So a couple weeks ago, I put a request out like, hey, if you're a nurse, send me a message. You could be the next fan favorite.
Okay. Well, look at that. Bribery will get you everywhere.
That's right.
I would just like to point out, I pick all of you from my soul, but it's fine. It's good. Go ahead.
Everybody knows I don't like this segment. I'm just kidding.
Oh, it's so true. Oh, and you probably are like, good Lord, if I have to see her one more night and she does not have a damn fan favorite.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Every time that happens, I'm like, ooh, we're almost done with it.
With the whole podcast?
No, with fan favorite,
the segment.
But also, I'm kidding. I told you last week that I do love it because you learn about new things that are worthy causes, and I find that very interesting. Fine, we're moving on. Anyways, I put that request out, and Jen, I'm only going to say Jen on here, but I'm going to tell you, so bleep this. Jen.
Oh, yeah. Girl, I've hung out with her for so many times.
I have not. She was a year older than me, and I was very intimidated by her. She was very confident.
That is so fun. Well, yeah, she's very confident.
Yeah, and that
I can see how you would.
Yeah.
Okay.
In a good way. Like, I wanted to be like her.
Oh, well, sure.
In her confidence
well, yeah,
level.
And she's hot.
I know.
Be with her. Be her, be with her, either one.
So anyways, after I put out that request, Jen wrote, dare I want to know your nurse question? Which I didn't even know Jen was a nurse. So that's cool.
Absolutely.
So Jen did all of the dirty work for me, put the message out, and even said, like, hey, I put something out. I got a couple likes. Yeah. Some people asked what the podcast was, but I haven't gotten any stories from it.
Oh, well, thank you, Jen.
I said, listen, you put it out there, maybe they'll check us out, and that's good enough. You're getting our name out there, and that's awesome. Yeah. So, as a fan favorite this week, I said, what would you like us to promote? She said, maybe the importance of organ donation / being a registered donor. I work in transplant.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow, Jen. I knew Jen. I've known Jen for many, many years. I didn't know that she was in organ transplant. That's amazing work.
I know, like literally life-saving work.
Think she carries cooler around?
Probably.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Love to catch up with Jen too. I think we should have like a night with Melissa and Jen.
I would love it. I would love it. Please invite me. I've never once been invited to a party that Jen was invited to.
Are you serious?
She was very cool in high school, Megan.
You know what this means? That means I'm really cool because I've hung out with Jen so many times. I'll take it. Fine.
I will say that Jen also responded, because this is another reason why I know she listens.
Okay.
Not just a fan of our Facebook page.
Not just because she's a nurse and you put it out on our Facebook page,
right,
like call. Okay.
But not just, I put it on Facebook, but we know there are a lot of people in that group who don't listen. Yeah. I figured Jen was probably one of them. But she was like, by the way, my wife just read that dragon porn book and also loved it. And I'm like, yes!
That's hilarious.
So, yeah, there you go. Boom. Boom. Everybody reads it, loves it.
Uh-huh, of course. Of course they all love dragon porn.
And it's not dragon porn, in case this is your first time listening. But it's so good.
You can't make that unweird, Erin. Well, listen, I think that we should have a night where Jen, Melissa, and then we bring in Megan from Yorkshire. Where's she from?
Her sister lives in Yorkshire. Her sibling lives in Yorkshire. I don't know where she lives. She lives near Oldham.
Oh, from Oldham.
Oh, we'll have an Oldham County night.
Oh my gosh, that'd be great. Start getting your ticket, Megan. And you could for real sleep on our couch.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Yeah, free trip. Weird. Yeah, we're not weird.
I mean, I'm weird, but I won't be like, I won't make you feel weird.
She definitely totally will. But it'll be fun. It'll be a blast.
But like in a fun, nerdy way. Not like in an uncomfortable way.
Oh, yeah. There will be no swabbing of anything happening that night. Okay. Well, we all successfully made it weird now.
Yep. All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much for writing in. Thank you to our fan favorite this week, Jen. If you can think of a way to put our name out there, do it, please. You can be our next fan favorite. Mm-hmm. I also have a couple other nurses who have reached out, so don't worry. You're waiting in the wings. Please check out our website at myskepticalsister.com, where you can find out how to become a Patreon, where you can get bonus content weekly for $3 a week plus a sticker. Also, Millie, girl, did I send you that sticker? I don't know, and I'm panicking about it, and you haven't responded yet. Or you can do $5 a month, get all that, plus our movie night once a month. You can also find out our contact information where you can write us in through our website, or you can find out our P.O. box. Mm-hmm. You can find out about merch, anything like that. We only have stickers and magnets right now, but they're available, and I'll send them out to you. I promise I will. Sorry, Millie, if I haven't yet. You can write us in directly at myskepticalsister@gmail.com, and you can rate, review, subscribe on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts. You can also follow us on our socials like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Thank you guys so much. We'll talk to you next week.
Night Shlum.
La 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 la.
Is that an outside door?
Your ghost? I don't know. It would sound like somebody's...
Okay, hurry, please.
Okay. And I've forgotten how to be funny. Shit. Okay. Your hand was up, so I thought you were like giving me a hand signal, like hold on.
No.
So and then I looked up and I was like, I don't know that hand signal. You just looked like very like I was sitting there trying to think of what hand signal that was.
Just trying to stretch my little poor elbow that hurts all the time.
Oh, and I'm like, do you not want Rue to hear? I mean, we need to come up with a code, like. But now we can finally explain. Now that we can finally explain what it is, they're gonna throw in the word phenomena. Phenomena. I'm so glad. I knew we were on the right page.
We do that every time that word comes up.
How can you not? How can people? Could you imagine standing up there in a news, like your business suit, you're like ready to go, and you have to say the word phenomena and not go dun 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 phenomena. I couldn't do it. I'm in your head, you'd be like, don't do it, don't do it. And then it would happen every time.